They've rebuilt homes, mediated conflicts, and healed communities. Yet, when peace is formalized at ceasefire tables and treaty signings, women are still largely absent. What if the missing voices in peace talks are the ones who understand peace best? In this video, we take a closer look at why this matters, what changes when women are included, and what we can learn from women peace builders across Asia. Welcome back to the Peace Building Project, where we center community voices, challenge dominant narratives, and imagine pathways towards dignity, justice, and sustainable peace. For decades, peace processes have mostly been framed around high-level formal political settlements, often led by men in uniforms or suits. But feminist peace and conflict scholars have pushed us to rethink that lens. From standpoint theory, we learn that people who experience the worst effects of conflict, like women, displaced persons, and caregivers, often bring a deeper, more relational understanding of peace. Liberal feminism highlights that excluding women isn't just unjust, it undermines democracy and good governance. And frameworks like human security move us away from just stopping violence to addressing deeper needs: food, education, healing, justice. When women are involved, they tend to push peace talks in that direction, toward the things that help communities truly recover. There's no shortage of data supporting this. A study by the Council on Foreign Relations found that peace agreements are 35% more likely to last 15 years or more when women are meaningfully involved. Globally, women's groups are often the ones keeping dialogue going when formal negotiations stall. They mediate locally, provide early warnings, and connect across divides. In Asia, groups documented by the Asia Foundation and Conciliation Resources have shown that women are often first responders and long-term peace builders. So the challenge isn't proving women matter. The challenge is making room for them. Now let's ground this in practice with some examples from across Asia. In the Philippines, Professor Miriam Coronel Ferrer led the government panel in peace talks with the Moro Islamic Liberation Front, the first woman in the world to head such a delegation. The 2014 signing of the Comprehensive Agreement on the Bangsamoro didn't just address power sharing, it integrated justice, normalization, and gender provisions.
Doesn't mean everything is perfect. There are still a lot of other problems in the region, including the presence of other armed groups, violent extremist groups. There are, of course, the greater challenge of being able really to bring the promise, peace dividends in the lives of the people.
In Nepal, after a decade-long conflict, women's organizations such as Saati and FEDO were not part of the formal peace negotiations, but they mobilized through civil society advocacy to push for inclusion in the post-conflict political transition. Thanks to their advocacy, Nepal's constitution includes a 33% quota for women in parliament, and wartime gender-based violence was formally acknowledged in transitional justice mechanisms. In Sri Lanka's post-war years, women peace builders like Shrin Saror and the Women's Action Network created spaces for dialogue and solidarity. They worked with Tamil women and other conflict-affected families, especially those searching for loved ones who disappeared, and continued advocating for truth and justice. A significant development in the region has been the contribution of the Southeast Asia Women Peace Mediators Network. Founded in 2020, the network brings together experienced mediators from across Southeast Asia. The network supports dialogue, strengthens regional collaboration, and builds the next generation of peace leaders. Across all these cases, a pattern emerges. Women don't wait to be invited. They build spaces, reframe narratives, and shape practical pathways toward peace. So if the evidence and the examples are clear, what's still getting in the way? Despite their impact, women continue to face barriers. Research shows that access to formal political negotiations is often controlled by male political elites, limiting who gets a seat at the table. And when women are included, their participation can be symbolic. A study by Laurel Stone found that women are rarely chief negotiators and often have limited influence. Security risks and mobility constraints further restrict participation, especially for rural and ethnic minority women. Funding is another challenge. Only a small fraction of peace and security financing directly supports women-led organizations. Now, these patterns aren't accidental. They reflect deeper structural power imbalances embedded in political and security institutions. Women don't just add diversity to peace talks, they change the outcomes. They broaden the agenda, they push for justice, they build bridges even down to the community level, and they help make people and peace stick. As Professor Miriam Coronel Ferrer repeatedly argued, women are not asking for special treatment. They are asking for meaningful participation in shaping peace agreements. When women are fully engaged, peace becomes more than just a political statement. It becomes a path to rebuilding lives with dignity, equity, and care. If you believe peace must be inclusive to be real, share this video and subscribe to the Peace Building Project. We explore grounded, often overlooked stories of transformation across the Asia Pacific.